Yeah, it's us driving to Canaan Valley Resort. The fall colors were beautiful. The whole ride there that we didn't see any colors, and once we got 15 minutes away, all of a sudden we had a lot of color.
And the colors were gorgeous. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, 60th birthday, Gary. Happy birthday to you.
The Canaan Valley Resort is a beautiful resort, especially at fall time. They have the ski resort right next to it, and the views are just spectacular.
I like where our site is too. I liked being on the edge like that, especially when the deer came in.
The fall colors were just amazing. We definitely don't get that many reds out in North Carolina or in Michigan. And then when the sun would set, it was setting on the other side behind us, and the orange glow would go on those red leaves, and it would just make it redder and redder and redder as the sun would set more. And I believe this is Davis, downtown Davis, which doesn't look like much from the outside, but the inside of the stores were very beautiful, and some nice restaurants, and I tell you, it was a nice quaint town to my surprise. It was early October, and so people had plants out for fall colors and maybe some Halloween decorations once in a while. But to my surprise, they had a lot of nice stores in Davis City, or downtown Davis.
I loved all the flowers they had everywhere too. That really, for October, it was still, a lot of the flowers were still in bloom, and I think we just had a really warm fall.
And when I camped West Virginia by myself, and they had little towns nearby, they didn't look like much, and I never checked them out. But my wife's like, "Yeah, let's check out Davis," and I'm like, "Well, it couldn't hurt." And to my surprise, it was a beautiful town. It doesn't look like a lot from the outside, but the inside of the stores were very eye-appealing and lots of ambiance. And this is something I would never discover on my own without my wife, and I definitely appreciate it because I enjoy just looking around, looking at the structure, looking at landscaping, and just I like the ambiance of it all.
Looks so much bigger from an aerial view.
Another thing I like about West Virginia, they're very lenient about flying the drone. If you're on state land, all you have to do is call the state park, and pretty much every single time the state ranger gave me permission. I think out of about 20 different rangers, only one time that I was not allowed to, out of the 3 visits that I've been to West Virginia.
It was very cool that they had a lot of historical, like any historical landmark, they had a signage for it, so you knew exactly what it is and what you were standing, where you were standing and what the historical value of the different areas were.
West Virginia has a lot of history, that's for sure. I ended up going to West Virginia on my birthday. We didn't go there because it was my birthday. The timing was trying to get the fall colors just right. And I got really lucky because, like I said, when we started driving anywhere from 15 to 30 minutes away from where we were at, they didn't have much color or, any color. And so got lucky. Definitely the colors were definitely at their peak at our campground.
Oh yeah, we were surrounded by color.
And fall is my favorite time of year. I've always liked fall. I don't know if it's because my birthday lands on it, but it's got good temperatures, and if you got a nice sunny day with the fall colors, and it's nice and comfortable out, it's always been my favorite time of year. And Canaan Valley Resort's a small campground, and it's lots of space in between you and the other campers, and of course we got the best view, and there's only probably 10 spots that have this spectacular view of the mountains in the distance. But that's actually their ski resort, where the bump on the right, I guess, is where the chairlifts are, and you can ski in the wintertime. And we took a chairlift ride at the end of this trip, which ended up probably being the highlight to my surprise. Mojo loves camping with us. He gets to be outside with his mommy and daddy, and nice temperatures and
Extra walks.
yeah, we give him lots of walks, that's for sure.
The place we stayed was more than just a campground. They had a hotel and like a resort and a restaurant, well, a couple restaurants. So there was a lot to this park. A lot, and plus the ski resort.
Yeah, Canaan Valley Resort, they've got hotels, I don't know how many, 2 restaurants. Yeah, this is the drive to Dolly Sods, and this part right here, the road was just bouncy as can be. There's 2 entrances. The entrance we took was probably almost an hour long, and the other entrance is probably about half an hour long. And definitely want to make sure you take the shorter route. It is very, very at least the time we went was very bouncy, and the road could have used some grading. The Bare Rocks is part of the Dolly Sods National Park.
And there was a wedding there. A couple where we were parked next to, they were doing a lot of photo shoots beforehand, but it looked like they were getting married there.
You're getting married there?
Yeah.
You saw them getting married?
Yep. You just had a picture of the gal in the white dress?
Yeah, I only recall seeing her. I don't recall seeing both of them.
Yeah, there was that group of people in a van next to us, and they were setting up, but they were taking a lot of beforehand pictures.
Oh.
Must have a special meaning for them. It was pretty.
Yeah, it's a beautiful area, and the weather was nice, and
nice little climb.
it's pretty interesting that the bride was willing to go there to have pictures taken, because it's not, like I said, it's not an easy ride. And they have a bunch of windmills that you can see in a minute. A huge amount of windmills, and I think it's interesting. I don't think it's polluting the area at all. I think it looks clean, and I think it's pretty.
It reminds me of when we were in Montana, the windmill farms there. I just think it looks cool. Plus, they're so massive. You wouldn't know how big they are until you're driving up close to them. But we really lucked out on our timing for this trip, color-wise.
Yep, the Dolly Sods has a lot more orange and yellows.
You definitely seem like you in your element. Just sitting up there, you didn't want to leave.
Yeah, well, I definitely love fall colors, and I love nature walking and seeing the mountains. I was definitely in my happy place. And I'm so fortunate that I have a wife that loves to be out in nature with me.
I timed it for a full moon too, which was pretty cool and unexpected.
Yeah, full moon makes it difficult to get good star shots, but it's definitely beautiful to see.
It was the perfect weather for fires at night. A lot of bird action.
Yeah, I was trying to get some good shots of the geese flying by. It was very difficult. They were always very far away.
Unlike the deer who were right next to us, it was very cool. Felt like they were our friends.
Yeah,
Check us out.
I've been camping, my entire life. My wife and I, Val, we camped when we were dating, and never have I ever seen this amount of deer. They were everywhere, and it was a real treat. So that's Canaan Valley Resort, which is a beautiful resort. Apparently they have a swimming pool and tennis courts and 2 restaurants and a bunch of hotels.
It was raining that day, so we sat on the porch and watched a groundhog for a long time.
Yeah, the groundhog and the deer were in the backyard. The first night we got there, we ate at the Hickory dining room, and food's very good, and the ambiance is nice.
Great views from the window.
Oh yeah, and then another night we ate at the pub,
Which,
Laurel's Lounge, I guess. I recall it being nice. They had good food and nice view and nice ambiance. As my camera's always set it up doing time lapse, I love the fog shots. It is so interesting when you get a good fog shot.
just the views in the park on the roads are real pretty. We really didn't need to drive anywhere. We could have stayed in the park and gotten all the fall colors we wanted.
Yeah, the best fall colors were definitely at the campground. But yeah, I definitely highly recommend Canaan Valley Resort for camping. It is definitely, so far, I would say the second best resort they have in West Virginia.
People were very friendly and helpful.
That's one thing you always find in West Virginia. They always are very friendly and very helpful and willing to go out of their way to make your visit more enjoyable.
It was just before Halloween too, so some people had decorated their homes. And that little truck actually did pull that trailer. I saw them along the side of the road when we were driving. It was surprising. I loved having the deer that close. And they just stared at you like, hi, just hanging out. You can see how these deer were not even skittish when people are around. They just went about their business. It's funny, I forgot how beautiful and colorful it was there.
Yeah, when the sun was setting, it gave it this orange glow and it just would become redder and redder.
It looked like it was on fire. The fog at night, when it would come in and get up in the mornings. It was really kind of cool to see, especially when you're up on a little berm like we were.
Yeah, the frost and the fog in the distance really made for great shots. We were camping there for an entire week, Saturday to Sunday, And I definitely could have handled staying there for another week.
It was a long drive, but it was worth it.
Yeah, for us, you know, it probably normally would be about a 6.5 hour drive, but it took us 9 hours because I have to pick up the trailer and drive slower. And
We stopped more for Mojo. It wasn't too often you saw bucks.
that's the only time I saw bucks. That was a real treat.
And this was that little local breakfast spot down the street from the campground.
Yeah, I love those kind of breakfast places. There's Seneca Rock, which we were just driving by on our way to Nelson Rock.
Their stores were cool, very vintage.
I think the one store is supposed to be like the oldest store in West Virginia, maybe? I'm not sure.
It was, and it had a cash register, the original cash register that they used back in 1900.
On the side of the building, you can see where it says established in 1902.
And you can see part of the old register. And the woman that worked at that store, her family's owned it all these years.
They're the original owners?
Yep.
Oh, wow. So it's been in her family for generations.
Yep, I believe that's what she told me. Well, she was actually talking to another woman, and I was standing there.
Oh?
And I just loved all the flowers, the mums and stuff. They were just all look so beautiful. I can't even keep mums alive, and there they were flowing out of pots everywhere. Nelson Rocks. This was kind of unexpected. We didn't know what to expect.
It wasn't as much fun for Val. I got to fly the drone. That view there was the only view we really had. There might have been another location to get a better view, and afterwards it dawned on me I should have asked, because it would have been nice if we could have got a better view of it. But it's a deal to mountain climb this. They have metal steps drilled into the side of the rock, and then they have this swinging bridge in between the two rock formations where you can cross from one side to the other, and then you climb up the steps with a harness that you can attach to each step as you climb up it.
Standing in between, we were in between the rocks. I could hear the climbers, and you could hear them clear as day because their voices carried, and you could just hear them laughing. They were having a ball.
Yeah, it's funny, I can't see them in any of the drone shots, not that I noticed, so I don't know where they were. I should have tried to get a shot of them. I didn't think of that. I didn't want to bother them either.
I could definitely hear them. It's too bad. Yeah, it would have been great to capture someone crossing the bridge at the moment of crossing.
Yeah, except for my worry would be is if they look up at the drone, it might throw them off a little bit. Yeah, but I was trying to be as courteous as possible and keeping my distance from everybody.
I imagine they have harnesses on people when they cross.
Yeah, they do. I've seen videos of it. They have a harness, and it's very safe, but at the same time, I'm sure it's scary. Just got done flying the drone over at Nelson Rocks. Very, very tough to fly. Hard to get a good GPS signal, and you can't really. It's hard to see it, and but I kept my distance from the rocks because can't tell there's people on it or not. And considering I just lost my last drone, I needed to play it extra safe. But Nelson Rocks was interesting. I like flying the drone there. It's kind of like Seneca Rock, but different. And it definitely would be, if someone's interested in walking that swinging bridge, I think it would be a lot of fun. And driving around, seeing the fall colors is great. And that's Thomas, downtown Thomas. Again, it looks very small from the outside, but the inside of the stores were beautiful, lots of ambiance.
They were like hidden gems.
Yeah, you just, from all the pictures I've seen of the outside of the towns, I never would think there would be much to check out, but it was well worth it.
It was that caramel apple store. Oh, so good. And apparently this one woman makes them all, and then they sell out, and they shut their doors whenever they sell out.
That's interesting.
Yeah, that was really good.
She makes it fresh every day?
Yep.
Wow.
They had really unique stuff from a lot of the local artists.
What is it?
Hand-blown glassware.
And again, beautiful flowers everywhere.
I'm not much of a shopper, but I like to go with my wife because I like to look at the landscaping and the architecture and the ambiance of the stores instead of just sitting on the couch all the time. It gives you something to do.
And they had a lot of curb appeal in this town. And they, the phone booth and the bench made out of the truck. I mean, a lot of that stuff was just for curb appeal, and it was so pretty. Look at those flowers, my goodness.
Yeah, I'm always a huge fan of flowers, and I think that definitely makes a big difference. If a town puts up a lot of nice flowers, it definitely draws in the people.
Yeah, like I said, the curb appeal was pretty amazing. Again, historical little billboards. Just as they had in Davis, they did that in Thomas as well. Just kind of explaining the history of the town and stuff. It was cool. And then we went and stopped at this Purple Fiddle. Is known for entertainment. They do a lot of local entertainment and bands. While we were there, they didn't have it at the time. We just stopped in for lunch, but they had regular music every weekend there.
And Val and I are early birds, so we don't go to the town at night to check out the nightlife, which I'm sure they have, their fair amount.
Gosh, makes me want to see all that red color again instead of this blah winter.
We get color in North Carolina, but not
like that.
Not like West Virginia.
Well, we don't see it, but it might be in the mountains like that. And of course, we got to eat. We always eat good camping. You are bound and determined to catch those geese all flying together.
Yeah, I definitely love to get nice shots of wildlife. And, you know, with a cell phone at a long distance, it's not as easy.
Look like when I tell Mojo it's all gone. And that's one thing, being in the mountains, the stars were they were gorgeous. Every night we had a beautiful show in the sky.
And to wake up in the morning with the frost and the fog, it's just beautiful. I can enjoy that so much.
Yeah, you got a lot of really good shots of it. I like that with the gazebo in the background too.
Yeah, and this morning I decided to drive around to see how many deer I could find, and wow, just the deer are everywhere.
Yeah, there's the sign for feeding the deer that you were talking about earlier.
Where?
Right in front of where you were
They
parked.
say how much?
$300.
$300 was the...
I believe that's what I saw.
I am literally 8 feet away from this deer. Mr. Deer, you okay? That's how close I am. I could almost touch this thing. The deer are so tame out here. They're like pets.
This is the golf course that's part of the resort, and the view of the fog over there was just very enjoyable to see. A lot of deer. I'd never seen so many deer. It's a national park, and they can't hunt in that area. So I guess the deer are more tame because of it. They weren't supposed to, but tourists would feed the deer. At one severe winter, the deer didn't know how to survive and ended up starving to death, and now they have signs all over the place, fine for feeding the deer.
I think that's the most deer we've seen on any one trip.
Yeah, I saw a lot of deer, especially this morning when I just decided to drive around. I actually had a lot more pictures of deer I didn't even include. So you excited?
Yep.
Yeah, you're excited. So I talked Val into riding the chairlift with me. She definitely was not comfortable with this, and it definitely took a lot of work to get her to do this, but yeah, I've been working on you for a while, you don't even know it. But anyways, I got her to come, and I know she's gonna love it because the view is beautiful. It's a very slow ride. You can't get any easier than this, and of course
15-minute ride, they said, to the top.
Yeah, so we get to enjoy the fall colors for the entire ride up, and the blue skies and no wind, and can't ask for better weather. Not too hot, not too cold. We definitely got really lucky this entire trip, and I definitely highly recommend coming here. It was beautiful. We actually found a couple of quaint towns with my wife's help. That kind of stuff I'm not as good at as she is, but I got some great footage of that, and they got some really nice stores. I'm surprised. Davis and Thomas.
Oh, you got it right this time.
Yeah, they
you know, they're
Very artsy. A lot of artwork in Thomas. A lot of resale and consignment in Davis, but it was still very cute. Really cute little witch store. Like
Yeah.
a magic store. It was cool.
yeah,
Morning.
they're charming. I would say they're definitely nicer on the inside than on the outside, but the outside was definitely nice too and charming. Of course, Davis, they're doing some construction on, and but the inside of the stores were definitely surprisingly very nice. And I guess, you know, you just don't judge a book by its cover. And I would have never known, you know, that they were nice towns without Val for sure. So now we made it to the top of the chairlift. You can see the view behind us a little bit. It's kind of hard to get it in and us at the same time. So what do you think? Was it worth the ride?
Oh yeah, awesome view. Awesome view.
All right. So and the ride was relaxing or
Yeah.
scary?
No, it was relaxing.
All right. So you highly recommend it.
Yep. And this cliff that we're standing on, it's a hang gliding one. I really wish we would have caught a hang glider, but apparently it doesn't happen very often.
Yeah.
That would be something to see.
Yeah, it would be awesome to see a hang glider coming off this thing for sure, but maybe next time.
Yeah.
The camping is way over there. It's where we're camping. And then they got a lodge, and it's beautiful over there. The deer are amazing.
Well, this is coming towards the end of our trip. It was definitely a great trip, and look forward to going to West Virginia again, hopefully for fall color some year.
It was so nice just to sit out in the sun and feel that warmth on you and just chill.
We really
It was a
got
good
lucky.
last day.
Really got lucky with the weather, and definitely, I always enjoy West Virginia.
Yeah, the 2 times we've been there have both been enjoyable.